Hey everyone, Sabre Gamer here, and welcome back to the WWE 2K16 Universe Mode, and this, which is going to be our next episode of Ring of Honor Television, and it will be our first matches in our first Top Prospect tournament. Our first match in the first round of that Top Prospect tournament is going to be ACH taking on Eddie Edwards. We're also going to see Killshot taking on Matt Jackson, and Matt Jackson's brother Nick Jackson will be at ringside for that one. We're going to see the first appearance here of the tag team of Unbreakable effing Machines, Brian Cage and Michael Elgin, as they take on Bullet Club's Doc Gallows and Karl Anderson. We're going to see John Morrison taking on the former Ring of Honor Television Champion Matt Sydal. We've got an incredible triple threat match for you, as well as Austin Aries, Adam Cole and AJ Styles collide. And then our main event this evening will be Champion versus Champion, Chris Hero taking on the Ring of Honor Television Champion Zack Sabre Jr. So without further ado, let's get straight into our opening match of the evening. And like I said, this is going to be our first match in the first round of the Top Prospect tournament as ACH takes on Eddie Edwards. And here we go with our opening match of the evening, and the first match in the Top Prospect tournament, it's ACH versus Eddie Edwards. Now I'm hoping that this commentary is going to be okay, because as you'll find out later on in this video, I've made a very major cock-up in this one. I forgot to switch my microphone on until match number 4, so I'm having to record this commentary afterwards on a different program, then I'm going to have to try and meld the two together in the editor, so hopefully that's not going to cause any problems in the long run, and hopefully I won't do it again, because it's really annoying me. I have to do it twice. But yeah, back to the action in the ring. Like I've said before, this is going to be the Top Prospect tournament. It's going to take place over the next 8 weeks, leading up to our very next pay-per-view. Essentially, it's going to be a 16-man knockout tournament, and the winner will become the first Top Prospect. And we're going to use a championship belt. That way we can make it more than just a one-off tournament here in the Ring of Honor Universe Mode. Maybe we can have it as a very fluid thing, just like another championship belt, really. I did want to bring in another championship into Ring of Honor for quite a long time, and I sort of discussed it, and I was thinking about bringing in a junior heavyweight championship, and then I didn't like the idea of that in the long run, and then Jay suggested we could use the pure championship, which I really like the idea of using the pure championship, but there were certain rules and regulations to the pure championship in Ring of Honor that we can't mimic on the Universe Mode in this game, so I think this is actually quite a good idea. Of course, the Top Prospect is a format that Ring of Honor do use. We're just slightly tweaking it to use a championship belt, so hopefully it's going to work out quite well. I think it's a great way for us to bring some new guys into the Universe Mode as well here in Ring of Honor. Of course, I'm going to give you a little sneak peek on what's going to happen next week. Next week we're going to have the first round matches of Pentagon versus Grado and Kenny King versus Angelico, so 3 debuts next week, all in this competition, so that's going to be pretty damn good. And of course, because I've already recorded this, I know who wins these first 2 matches, so I'm trying not to sound like I know, if that makes sense. And at the same time, trying to get the main out game on my other laptop. There we go, that's all sorted now. ACH in with a pin now on Eddie Edwards. Of course, Eddie Edwards made his debut as part of the American Wolves at our Mystery Vortex pay-per-view on the Sunday just gone. Very successful debut, as well as himself and Davey Richards defeated the tag team champions of the Motor City Machine Guns. And of course that means that they are now the tag team champions themselves. It's a bit of a confusing way of saying it, but there you go. ACH there with a complete shot in for the pin. He goes 1, 2, and it's not enough. Eddie Edwards kicks out. ACH could not believe it. He thought he had that match won there and then. But Eddie Edwards still has some left in the tank. Snapmare by Edwards. And a headbutt as well. He missed the headbutt and ACH caught him. Now, just a quick plug if I can. Not for myself this time as well. I might actually save it for later on, as ACH hits the Stone Cold Stunner, now goes up top. What's he got planned here? It's a super funky 450 with a little rotation in the middle of the air and everything like that, but in for the pin he goes. And there you go, ACH defeats Eddie Edwards, and ACH is going through to our semi-finals, which will take place, not semi-finals, the quarter-finals, which will take place in a few weeks' time. Of course, we've got 4 weeks worth of first-round matches yet, and then we'll get into the quarter-finals and the semis. And like I said, the final will take place at our next pay-per-view. I'm not quite sure what our next pay-per-view is actually scheduled in to be. I'll have a quick look now. Of course, I can actually use the PlayStation now while I'm doing this commentary, because I'm not recording. I'm recording my voice, but not actually the footage, so I can actually use the PlayStation. Have a look. I think it's going to be probably one of the longer ones. I'm thinking maybe DDT 4 might be our first one, or maybe Tag Wars, because we've got the G1 Climax Festival for Global Force Wrestling. I want to try and keep the first Ring of Honor pay-per-view, or the second Ring of Honor pay-per-view, sorry, to a different type of format. I don't want to keep having singles competitions, or I don't want to overlap too much, because we know a lot of the wrestlers are going to overlap, so don't want the shows to be essentially the same every time. Second Ring of Honor, we've got it down as Tag Wars as our second pay-per-view. Of course, that'll be a few days in the making. And yeah, we'll have the Top Prospect Championship final at that pay-per-view at some point. And ACH is the first man through to the quarterfinals. Who's going to join him there? We'll find out next. And here we are with our second match of the evening. It's going to be another Top Prospect first round match as Killshot takes on Matt Jackson, and Nick Jackson will be at ringside. And here we go with match number 2 of the evening. It's Killshot taking on Matt Jackson. And what sort of effect will Matt Jackson's brother Nick Jackson have at ringside? That's one that we might have to keep an eye on. We know that managers are very effective in this 2K16 game. And of course, Killshot is the current Global Force Wrestling Next Gen Champion. So I've got a feeling, you know, on this game, not so that I know for sure, but I've just got a feeling that people that hold championships seem to have a bit of a better momentum, and they seem to do a little bit better in matches than the guys that don't hold belts. Killshot is one that it made me laugh. Killshot. I was saying earlier on when I was doing the Next Gen Championship tournament, I said that Killshot was somebody that sort of forced his way into my universe mode. It was someone that I liked. I only downloaded him because I came across him in the community creations. I thought he looked quite good, so I downloaded him. And then as I was going further on, I realised that I was running out of space. And I even said in the Next Gen tournament that I thought Killshot might have been one of the guys that would have to make way for some of the other people that were going to come in this universe mode. And then he went on and won the championship. And I just, as happy as I was for him winning the championship, it sort of means he's stuck in our universe mode now until he loses that belt. I think he might struggle, don't get me wrong. Of course, he does have to. He will end up defending that Next Gen Championship, to Pentagon Junior at the G1 Climax Festival. Those two are currently feuding, so that's going to be a very interesting match. Pentagon Junior, as I mentioned earlier, is to make his debut here in Ring of Honor as well next week, so that's going to be an interesting one. Alongside Grado, good old Grado. Again, those two are both going to be in the Next Gen tournament. No, sorry, the Top Prospect tournament. So I'm trying to look at two things at once. It's not working out too well. That's a really good Evilise score. I'm just on the community creations at the same time, just doing a bit of double multitasking. That's what I'm looking for, multitasking. Yeah. It has been mentioned to me by Nick Aitken and Jay Freeman as well that we could bring in a women's division into Global Force Wrestling, and I want to go one further on that and maybe bring the women's division into Ring of Honor as well. So we have two women's divisions, of course, sharing a majority of the same wrestlers, if not all the same wrestlers, which I think will be really good. So I'm going to have a look and see who I can get. I've just found a really good Evilise core. Evilise, of course, from Lucha Underground. That'd be pretty good. I know there's a really good Sexy Star on there as well. So I think once we get past Global Force Wrestling's G1 Climax Festival, which is, like I said, coming up in a few weeks' time, once we get past that, I think I will start to bring in a few more of the women wrestlers. And then we'll start to do sort of like a tournament for our first Global Force Wrestling Women's Champion, and then maybe our Ring of Honor Women's Champion as well will come in the months to come. Get some people like ODB and something like that for Ring of Honor. I'm sure. I'm starting to think that ODB teaming up with the Briscoe brothers one might be pretty good. I'm not sure if you can still do intergender tags on this game, sorry. I think it might be one of the things they've taken away from the game. I'll have to have a quick check on that. I don't think ODB's actually... Oh, no, there is. Yep, somebody's created ODB as well. Looks pretty good, actually. Looks pretty damn good. As Matt Jackson just throwing Killshot to the outside. And remember, the winner of this match will go on to face ACH in a few weeks' time in the quarterfinals of the next prospect? Top prospect. I'm getting my next gen and my top prospect mixed up now. The top prospect championship tournament. I will have to try and find a belt for that. If you're really good at creating belts and you're on the PlayStation, if you can create a top prospect championship and let me know, that'd be fantastic. Definitely something we can use. And talking of using, I was about to say in the last match, wasn't I? Just a quick shout out to Die Hard Detroit, I think it is. He makes some absolutely fantastic creative wrestlers, all Ring of Honor. It was his ACH we used in the last match. You'll see his Michael Elgin and Michael Elgin coming later on, that's his. I've also, yesterday, I've gone on and downloaded a brand new Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish from him as well. And I've also got his Roderick Strong, so he's got a lot of fantastic wrestlers. Really good Ring of Honor course. So I do suggest if you do have a PlayStation, and that's the sort of thing you're looking for, then check him out, Die Hard Detroit. And I do keep sort of checking every other day now to see if he's got any new ones, because like I said, he's a very good core creator. Again, Matt Jackson taking Killshot to the outside. Brings him back up to his feet. And again, I'm hoping this commentary is not too shifty. Things might be slightly out of place, or like I said, I can't believe I did it. I forgot to turn the microphone off when I typed the microphone on when I started recording. I don't know why, because normally the game recorder puts the microphone on automatically. I must have accidentally switched it off at some point. So I'm recording this after I've actually recorded the match, so it's not going to be as organic as it normally is, I would imagine. But still, hopefully it's not going to take away from the episode. And of course, if you've not seen Mystery Vortex, it was a really good pay-per-view actually, if I don't say so myself. I think it's probably one of the best that we've recorded so far in on this channel altogether, not just in this universe mode, but of course on 2K16 as well. And I'm really looking forward to the next pay-per-view now, which is going to be our Backlash pay-per-view for the Attitude Era. So be sure to keep an eye out for that. That'll be this Sunday. Two big main events for that. We're going to have the World Heavyweight Championship as Edge defends against The Rock, and the WWE Championship as Batista defends against Stone Cold Steve Austin. So two big matches there that are going to be really entertaining. I'm looking forward to them. As long as we're going to have a lot of other matches in there as well, and a pre-show, so keep an eye out for that. Like I said, that's going to be coming up this Sunday. And then next weekend, of course, we have NXT TakeOver Arrival for you. Big main event there. Once again, we're going to have Cesaro facing off against the NXT champion Hideo Itami. You know what? I only recorded this match about 40 minutes ago, and I can't remember who wins. It's probably a good thing, really, I suppose. Oh, great running super kick there by Killshot. And so far, Nick Jackson's not really had much influence on the match, which is surprising, because he's a heel manager. We know what the Young Bucks are like, really. As Matt Jackson manages to kick out of that, close to being a free. Killshot lining Matt Jackson up now. What's he have planned here? Takes him up. And there's a brainbuster by Killshot on Matt Jackson. In for the pin he goes. 1, 2, and there we go. Just as I was saying, Nick Jackson pulling the referee out of the ring by the ankles. And his brother Matt Jackson lives to fight on in this match. And still lives in this competition as well. You would have thought that Killshot would have had that. Had the match won there easily. Matt Jackson out of a spear by the looks of it. Going in for a pin. 1. No, Killshot grabs the bottom rope. Great spot there by the referee. We've seen in this universe mode, the referees are not guaranteed to spot those rope breaks. Matt Jackson lining Killshot up. Super kick party is an operation here. And now going for the big swing. As one thing I've noticed in this universe mode is the AI is not great on some of these guys when they really should be going for a pin. Matt Jackson, after hitting his finisher maneuver, that super kick, should have gone for the pin, but instead he goes for the big spin, but it still might be enough as he brings Killshot into the middle of the ring. Got to go in for the pin now. 1, 2. It's only a 2 count. Like I said, if Matt Jackson had gone for the pin straight away, he might have had it there. He decided to go for the big swing as well. Killshot now, dragon suplex with a pin in the bridge. 2. A 3, he's got it. Killshot picks up the victory here, but Matt Jackson knocks one half of the Young Bucks out of this top prospect tournament, and Killshot is going on to face ACH in a few weeks' time in our first quarter-final match. A great victory this is for Killshot. He's really on some extreme form now. Like I said, the current Global Force Wrestling next-gen champion, and now making his way into the quarterfinals, looking for another belt here in the top prospect championship. There's a Faymaster there by Matt Jackson. We'll see just a few more of the highlights. There's that spear. Not sure if Matt Jackson's the sort of guy who should be going for a spear. He's a small guy. I'm not quite sure the spear is that effective, but there you go. There's that running super kick by Killshot. Of course, that was not enough for the free count either. That was, in fairness, the referee shouldn't have counted that because Matt Jackson's hand was underneath the rope, so that would have been a rope break anyway. There was the pin by Matt Jackson after the big swing and the super kick, and you see Killshot actually gets back up to his feet a bit quicker than Matt Jackson, just catches him straight away in this dragon suplex, bridges in for the pin, and there's the free count. Killshot's going on to face ACH in a few weeks' time in a first of our quarter-final matches. What a win this is for Killshot. Like I said, I'll give you a quick recap on what's happening next week. We're going to see Pentagon Jr. versus Grado and Kenny King versus Angelico, so be sure to keep an eye out for those as well. And here we go with our third match of the evening. It's going to be the debuting team of the Unbreakable effing Machines, Brian Cage and Michael Elgin, as they take on Bullet Club's Doc Gallows and Karl Anderson. And here we go with match number 3 of the evening. A debut here as a team for Brian Cage and Michael Elgin, of course, the Unbreakable effing Machines, but also the debut of the team of Bullet Club. We did see them in the championship tournaments, but the first time we're actually seeing them on a normal weekly show. So this will be quite interesting to see how these two teams get on. Of course, Brian Cage and Michael Elgin are one of my favourite sort of teams because I just like the dynamic, the strength them two have got between them is incredible. It's great to watch. And I like it, especially in Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, where they put the bigger guys together against the smaller team, just to really accentuate the strength advantage that Brian Cage and Michael Elgin do have. It's been great to see things like what do they do? They do what do they do? You know what they do. They do the vertical suplex where they hold the guy up in the air for a certain amount of time, and then they'll keep switching between them back and forth, back and forth. I've seen them hold some guys up for nearly a minute and a half sometimes even longer. It's really something special to watch as Doc Gallows brings Karl Anderson into the match. But Michael Elgin straight away the German suplex on Karl Anderson. And Karl Anderson, someone that I reckon we might be able to use a bit more in singles competition this year. I think he's probably maybe the sort of level where he might be involved in the Global Force Wrestling Intercontinental Championship, or maybe even the Ring of Honor Television Championship as well he could be involved in. Of course, Brian Cage is somebody who we're going to see at the top level of both Global Force Wrestling and Ring of Honor, as is Michael Elgin. I really want to use Michael Elgin a bit more this year. Saying that, he had a pretty good time in 2K15. He was the global champion for a very short period of time, only about 2 weeks. He won it in the Ring of Honor versus Global Force weekend in a triple threat match against AJ Styles and Kazuchika Okada, and then he actually lost it a couple of weeks after to Okada in a singles match at the Global Force Wrestling pay-per-view. Like I said, that's probably going to happen a bit less this year because we are going to have, like I said, Ring of Honor and Global Force are both going to share that first week spot. for the pay-per-view. So last month we had Ring of Honor and Global Force pay-per-views really close to each other, but I've sort of kept that a bit separate this year, just to give me a bit more time, because normally it's going to be these ones that are going to take the longer to record. Global Force Wrestling and Ring of Honor, those are the pay-per-views that are going to take like 3 or 4 days to do the full pay-per-view on average for Ring of Honor, and then maybe, well, it's going to look like it's going to be like a 7-day pay-per-view every single time for Global Force Wrestling. So that's why I've sort of split them up a bit more to make it a bit easier for me, really. So it means there's only once a month we're going to have big multiple day pay-per-views. Don't get me wrong, we are going to have a few extra shows uploaded every now and again. For example, in the current day roster, we're going to have King of the Ring, Queen of the Ring. We'll do like a Japanese tour, Beast of the East, or whatever it was called. We'll do a Mexican tour, we'll do a UK show. We might do Elimination Chamber. Just all little things like that. So we're going to have quite a little, a nice little bit of special episodes coming up for you. And that's just the current day roster. When we get into NXT, the same things. We're going to have a top prospect tournament in NXT. We're going to have a female version as well. We'll have, of course, we'll have no more contendership tournaments and things like that. We're going to do the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic as well, but I'm not sure if we'll do that actually as part of the Universe mode. Just normal weekly shows, just having those tag team matches. Not quite sure what we'll do on that one yet. Yeah, there's going to be quite a few interesting things going on. One of the pay-per-views I really like the idea of for Global Force Wrestling is going to be the English, or the European tour, sorry, I've got it down as now. The European tour. So it's going to be like a 7-day pay-per-view, but every single day will take place in a different UK arena. As Karl Anderson there hitting an Elgin bomb on Brian Cage. And again, like I was saying in the last match, they seem a little bit against going for pins when they probably really should. Should have been a pin there by Karl Anderson from that Elgin bomb. He's decided to continue the assault now on Brian Cage. But maybe that's not the best idea. Well, actually, Anderson takes control of Cage once again. In for the pin he goes. Only enough for a 2 count. And like I was saying in the last match as well, Die Hard Detroit, I'm sure that's what his name is, Die Hard Detroit. He created this Michael Elgin chord. You can see that on the apron. It's a fantastic chord. I do encourage anyone who is on the PlayStation to check him out. He has a hell of a lot of really good Ring of Honor created wrestlers. I've got about 6 of them now on my Universe mode. Great running knee strike there by Karl Anderson. Is this going to be all? Goes in for the pin. 1, 2. It's only a 2 count. Brian Cage manages to kick out. And Karl Anderson continuing the assault, just twisting the head now of Brian Cage. Slamming it down face first. And now, what's Karl Anderson looking for here? It's a big ace crusher. An ace crusher by Karl Anderson. Into the pin he goes. 1, 2, but Michael Elgin is there to break it up quickly. And the Unbreakable effing machines live to fight another day at the moment. Brian Cage slides out the back of that potential scoop slam, and Michael Elgin with a German suplex on the outside on Doc Gallows, and Brian Cage with a standing moonsault on the inside. In for the pin goes Brian Cage. 2. It's only enough for a 2 count. Brian Cage now twisting the arm. Karl Anderson's back up to his feet. A big left hand there by Karl Anderson, then a step up enziguri. Anderson now putting Cage towards those ropes. What's he looking for here? Going there for a pin, but his feet are up on the ropes, and Michael Elgin was there quickly enough to break it up. Karl Anderson now sending Brian Cage into that corner. Anderson now taking Cage up onto the top turnbuckle. What does he have planned here? Cage now taking Anderson up. He's got him like a razor's edge, but Anderson slides out the back. Lucky for him. Put him in a terrible situation there. Anderson now bringing the arm of Brian Cage straight across his shoulder. Sorry, I just saw Mark Briscoe on my screen. There's the glorious special by Brian Cage. Not quite sure what that's called. I should have looked that up. can't remember what it's called. I think it's called a gory special. Into the pin goes Brian Cage. 1, 2, and Doc Gallows breaks it up just in time. See Brian Cage taking Karl Anderson up onto his shoulders. Gorilla press, dropping him face first onto the mat behind him. And my chair's getting squeakier and squeakier as time goes on. Brian Cage now rolling Karl Anderson over and locking in that headlock. Brian Cage taking the advantage now to come across and bring Michael Elgin back into this match. And I've just realised there might be a slight problem, with my commentary and the sound of the crowd. I'm hoping that's not going to be an issue. I really do hope that. I just realised that the game recorder I use, it makes the sound go a bit quieter every time I'm talking so that I don't get drowned out by the crowd noise. So hopefully that's not going to be an issue. We'll have to wait and see what happens on that one, I suppose. Hopefully I'll be able to fix it so it's not too much of a problem. Doc Gallows here now lining Michael Elgin up. Elgin up by the neck, double-handed chokeslam, sit out as well. In for the pin goes Doc Gallows. 1, 2, only a 2 count. Brian Cage was able to break it up. Taking the German suplex there on Karl Anderson as Doc Gallows. It looked like he's going to continue the assault on Michael Elgin, but Elgin managed to kick Gallows away. In for the pin goes Elgin. 1, 2, no, it's only a 1 count on Doc Gallows. Not enough damage done yet by Michael Elgin. Punches up there by Gallows. Now sending Elgin into this corner. Gallows taking Elgin up top. What's he got planned here? Has him by the neck. Brings him down the big chokeslam from the top rope. In for the pin he goes. 1, 2. And again, Brian Cage was across just in time to break up the pin. Sending Doc Gallows into that corner now. Brian Cage trying to get a little bit of an advantage while he has the chance, but Karl Anderson was there to stop whatever advantage Brian Cage was trying to get. Michael Elgin now, the scoop slam on Doc Gallows brings him back up to his feet, and Elgin taking Gallows up. Powerbomb. Oh, he kept the grip for a second powerbomb. And once again a triple powerbomb there by Michael Elgin on Doc Gallows, pulling Gallows into the middle of the ring, and this could be all here, you know. 1, 2. It's only enough for a 2 count. Brian Cage had Karl Anderson taken out of the match there, but Doc Gallows able to kick out after that big triple powerbomb. Michael Elgin now continuing this whole just twisting the head of Doc Gallows. I think he's trying to slow the pace of the match down, trying to regain a little bit of momentum now. Again, a little bit of energy, a little bit of stamina. That's the word I'm looking for. Elgin went for the German suplex, but Doc Gallows fought out with that elbow to the face. Now Gallows taking Elgin up. There's that power slam in for the pin. 1, 2. Karl Anderson taking up Brian Cage, and there's the 3 count. Bullet Club victorious here over the debuting team of the Unbreakable effing Machines, Brian Cage and Michael Elgin. And it's a great win for Bullet Club, actually. They're a team, like I said, I've not used them really in this universe mode, apart from the championship tournaments. Not saying I've not used them as in a bad thing. Of course, there's only week number 2 of our universe mode, so I've not used a lot of people, but it's great to see them in their first match and pick up a victory over the Unbreakable effing Machines. I actually thought that the Unbreakable effing Machines were going to win this. They, on paper, they're the stronger superstars, but evidently, Doc Gallows and Karl Anderson are a bit stronger than this seem. Maybe the better team. And it was very, wasn't necessarily one-sided. This could have gone either way, really. Both these guys did fantastically well. You see Karl Anderson just lining Brian Cage up earlier in the match for that running knee. And I'm surprised Michael Elgin did not pick up the victory after the triple powerbomb, but it wasn't to be, evidently. And here you see the beginning of the end. Doc Gallows taking Michael Elgin up onto his shoulders. There's that power slam into the pin. Karl Anderson across, taking out Brian Cage. Referee gets the free count. Bullet Club victorious here in their first appearance on Ring of Honor television. It's going to be a team we're going to see a lot of in this universe mode, not just in Ring of Honor, but of course in Global Force Wrestling as well. Great win for Bullet Club. And here we go, a match number 4. It's going to be John Morrison making his first appearance here on Ring of Honor, facing off against the former Ring of Honor television champion, Matt Sydal. And here we go with match number 3, and I've just realised I've made a massive tit of myself. I've recorded the first 3 matches with no volume whatsoever, no sound, no commentary. I could not believe it. That's like 45 minutes worth of work I've just sat here and done with absolutely no sound. So hopefully you guys won't notice too much. I'm going to try and go back and record the sound over the top using a different program. So hopefully it won't cause too much of an issue. I can't believe I've done that. Oh God, that's so annoying. I just looked at my screen to make sure I weren't talking too loud and looking at the volumes. I'm like, why is it not moving at all? And then I realised that there was no sound. I've already recorded this match as well, but I managed to restart this one. So it's a little bit more fluid, and it's a bit of a shame because I did have it was the best I've ever done. I'm going to say that. It's not. I'm just saying that because you guys couldn't hear me. But there you go. Yeah, it was. I'm just really annoyed at myself. So yeah, hopefully you guys shouldn't have noticed by now, and I can probably fix it. That's my hope. It's also my fear. But there you go. Let's see what I can do, I suppose. But anyway, back to this evening. This is a match I've been looking forward to. Yeah, it's a match between 2 styles that really do mix very, very well in the ring. And like I said, it's going to be a really good one, this one. Of course, 2 former WWE guys that I don't think ever really got the chance they deserved in WWE. I think the reason for Morrison leaving WWE, was it something to do with his girlfriend, Melina? I'm not 100% sure on that. You might have to correct me, but I believe they may have released Melina and Morrison wasn't very happy, and it ended up with a bit of friction backstage. And yeah, I think John Morrison ended up going as well. I seem to remember John Morrison being assaulted by The Miz, maybe? Assaulted by The Miz and injured, and then just disappeared from there on. Of course, he went out to the indie scene. And it's one question I do have for you guys. What do you want me to call John Morrison? At the moment, I'm calling him John Morrison because that's what the core is named as. But, of course, John Morrison was his WWE name. I could use his indie name, of course, John Hennigan. Or I could use his Lucha Underground name, which is Johnny Mundo. Let me know in the comment section what you would prefer me to call him. If you do have a preference, that is, you might not. I know for some reason, it made me laugh actually, when we did our tournaments for the championships, John Morrison was involved in, I think it was the Next Gen Championship in Global Force Wrestling, and for some reason they've shortened his name down to Jomo, which I found hilarious for a period of time. I don't know why, but it just it made me laugh, that one. Of course, Matt Sydal is the former Ring of Honor television champion, lost the belt to Zack Sabre Jr. at Mystery Vortex, the opening match. Zack Sabre Jr.'s first appearance in Ring of Honor, and what a hell of a performance it was as he came in and took the television championship away from Matt Sydal. And of course we will see Zack Sabre Jr. again here this evening as he goes champion versus champion against the Ring of Honor champion Chris Hero. So great main event we've got for you this evening. Johnny Mundo here with a pin. I'm calling him everything under the sun now. Of course, before that we're going to have the massive triple threat match between AJ Styles, Adam Cole and Austin Aries. That is coming up next for you. And what a big match that is. It's not officially #1 contenders or anything like that. It's just a match that essentially I came onto the card and the game had already booked this match by itself, and I was like, that's just fantastic, we'll stick with that. Like I said, it's not officially #1 contendership or anything like that, but then again, whoever wins that match is surely going to deserve some sort of reward for that. So yeah, we'll have to see what happens. Of course, if AJ wins, AJ's already holding the Global Championship, so I'm not quite sure if I want him to go for the Ring of Honor Championship as well. Matt Sydal bringing John Morrison into the middle of the ring, going for the pin. It's only enough for a 2 count on John Morrison. Morrison now with that reverse DDT onto the knee, and then there's the neck breaker. Great move. And I can't believe I've recorded in an hour's worth of footage with no commentary. That's going to really annoy me, that is. Standing Spanish fly by John Morrison. In for the pin he goes. 1, 2, and 3. And there you go. John Morrison picks up a victory over the former Ring of Honor television champion Matt Sydal in what was a very quick match actually in the end. It was less than 5 minutes long, which is a bit of a shocking one. Matt Sydal is really on a cold streak now, and I think he'll actually get the cold streak momentum from this, because he's lost 2 consecutive. He's actually lost 3 consecutive matches now. Maybe that's why he lost this one so easily, because he'd already lost to Chris Hero, and he lost the television championship at Mystery Vortex. So he's got 2 consecutive losses, which does give him the cold streak status effect, which might have affected his performance here this evening. He did hit his finisher maneuver though, as you just saw there. Although the person with the sign in the front row keeps getting on my nerves, had his sign in the way. But yeah, he did hit the finisher maneuver, but it wasn't enough to keep Morrison down. Morrison managed to pull out the standing Spanish fly, as I think we're going to see here. We do. There it is. And in for the 3 count goes Morrison. A great victory for John Morrison, and maybe John Morrison could be involved in the sort of television title picture here on Ring of Honor. But again, there's going to be a lot of people looking for that television championship over the next year or so. We've got guys like Jay Lethal, guys like Mike Bennett. Jay Lethal was a former 3-time Ring of Honor television champion in our 2K15 universe mode. Mike Bennett held the belt for a couple of times as well. So I'm sure both of those guys will be itching to get involved. And here comes our 5th match of the evening. It's that big triple threat match. It's AJ Styles, Austin Aries, and Adam Cole. And here we go with this big triple threat match. Like I said, not officially for #1 contendership or anything like that, but you'd be sure whoever wins this match is really going to have a big advantage going forward in Ring of Honor. Like I said, this is actually a match that the game came up with itself, and I'll tell you what, the game is really good at booking cards this year. And I have been keeping a lot of their matches, to tell the truth. If it's not the fact that we're building up to our pay-per-views, I would probably keep a lot more of their matches. Of course, we've got AJ Styles, the leader of Bullet Club. We've got Adam Cole, the leader of Kingdom as well. 2 big names in this match. And of course, you've got Austin Aries, who, for those of you who don't know, was actually backstage at the NXT tapings last week, which is a big, big news. He didn't actually appear on the tapings themselves, but rumour has it that he was there having some sort of tryout match, obviously before anyone else came into the arena. So hopefully Austin Aries might get a chance at WWE. I think he definitely deserves it. And see, AJ Styles with a chair, of course. Remember, triple threat matches are no disqualification. And AJ Styles taking full advantage of that situation. Chair to the back of Austin Aries, then chair to the chest of Adam Cole. As Aries got back up and actually drop kicked AJ Styles back down to the ground, and just dropping his entire body weight on that arm. That's going to give AJ Styles a huge advantage in this match now. He's attacked both of his opponents with a chair so far. Austin Aries with that dragon suplex. And Aries now reversing AJ Styles into that arm breaker. Adam Cole taking Austin Aries up. Power driver. I think he was trying to power drive him onto that chair. I think he just missed it. AJ Styles with the DDT. And I think a lot of the match types have improved this year. Definitely, we saw a cage match at Mystery Vortex, which had a much better feel to it. Of course, the last man standing match as well at Mystery Vortex. Again, that had a better feel to it as well. That was actually AJ Styles in that last man standing match against Roderick Strong. Great match that was. Backbreaker there by Adam Cole. In for the pin he goes, but AJ Styles was there straight away to break it up. And I think as AJ broke it up, I think he may have hit his own knee on the grounded chair. Not the best situation for AJ Styles. See Adam Cole now swinging that chair. Missed it a couple of occasions. AJ Styles has it, and Adam Cole attacking AJ from behind, making him drop it. Adam Cole now the Russian leg sweep, and I'm pretty sure Austin Aries did land on that chair this time. And now Adam Cole locking in the figure 4 leg lock, and again AJ Styles was there quickly to break it up. And now AJ just using that chair once again on Austin Aries. And I wonder if there's some sort of like setting that inside the wrestler's personality that makes them more likely to use a chair in matches like this, or if it is just completely random, because AJ Styles was the one who stood out and got it, and there's the Pele kick by AJ. Austin Aries straight away with that backdrop, and clever actually move there by the game, because not only did Austin Aries hit the backdrop, but I think he landed AJ Styles onto Adam Cole's legs. That's a really loud car. Yeah, landed onto Adam Cole's legs, and I think that's that caused extra damage to Adam Cole. That's pretty good. I like that. Pin there by Austin Aries, but Adam Cole breaks it up. I think this might be the first triple threat match we've had so far on this game. I've been trying to stay away from triple threat. I've used Fatal 4-Way before. That seems to work quite nicely. The triple threat I've been trying to avoid a little bit because of having that extra man often makes it more difficult to put on a good put on a good match. Having an odd amount of people. Having a Fatal 4-Way works quite well because it's split into 2 matches of 2. Oh, AJ Styles' head landed on that chair. I'm talking of chairs. I'm sliding off mine again. Right, I managed to save it that time. I didn't fall off properly. I just slid. Yeah, I need to get a new chair, don't I, really? AJ Styles now taking Aries up onto his shoulders. Aries slides away. And Adam Cole with that flip power driver on AJ Styles. A neck breaker on Austin Aries. Now, if Adam Cole can go for the pin on AJ, he might have this match still. But instead, Adam Cole decided to glitch out a little bit instead. Adam Cole just throwing Austin Aries straight into AJ Styles. There's the springboard moonsault by Adam Cole. I think everyone got hurt by that, as well as Adam Cole, who landed flat on his face, but I think he caught a little bit of Austin Aries, a little bit of AJ Styles as well. Adam Cole with a belly to back slam now on AJ Styles, and Austin Aries lining Styles up. And AJ Styles bringing Adam Cole back to his feet, while Austin Aries again was lining Adam Cole up, but this time Aries does catch Cole, and there he is with a brainbuster. Austin Aries with a clubbed over the back there by AJ Styles, and AJ needs to go for the pin on Adam Cole, really. Just take Austin Aries down for a few seconds and go for the pin. Austin Aries with a brainbuster to AJ Styles as well. Into the pin he goes. Adam Cole's just back to his feet though, and breaks up the pin. Austin Aries, Northern Light suplex. Doesn't bridge for the pin though. I thought he might have done it there. AJ now, Saito suplex onto the chair. Now rolling Austin Aries over. Stamping on the back. I thought he might be going for a pin again there, but maybe not. But Adam Cole slides into the pin. And AJ does break it up. I don't think he thought he needed to, and then all of a sudden it showed he did. There's DDT in the leg of Austin Aries now, and Aries is still on that chair. Adam Cole, the backdrop on AJ Styles. Bringing him into the middle of the ring, and I thought he might have gone for the pin there, but again, no. Looks to go for the figure 4 leg lock. And Austin Aries instantly breaks it up. Adam Cole now just using that bottom rope, and there's a slingshot. In for the pin goes Adam Cole. 1, 2. Oh, Austin Aries kicks out. AJ was down. AJ had no chance in getting back and breaking that up, but AJ's back up to his feet now and catching Adam Cole, throwing him into that corner. Brings Adam Cole out. Hoists him up onto the top rope. And AJ Styles now, what's he looking for? Is it a reverse suplex off the top rope? And Austin Aries slides straight into the pin. Trying to take advantage of the work done by AJ, but AJ breaks it up straight away. AJ now with that DDT on Austin Aries, and both guys are down. Adam Cole's back up to his feet though. And Adam Cole had an opportunity there to go for a springboard elbow on Austin Aries by Adam Cole. And a Pele kick by AJ Styles. In for the pin he goes, and this should be all. 1, 2, and 3. And there you go. Austin Aries did not have enough left in the tank to get back up and break up that pin. And what a great end to the match that was, actually. I'm surprised that was quite a good ending. The way Adam Cole hit the springboard elbow drop, and then AJ catching Adam Cole with a Pele kick and going for the pin and getting the win. And that is a great win for AJ Styles, of course, the global champion. Just reinforcing that. Remember, he doesn't have to defeat... AJ Styles has to defend that global championship against Kazuchika Okada in a couple of weeks' time at week number 4 of Global Force Wrestling Amped. And then, of course, we're going straight into the G1 Climax the week after as well. So it's going to be a big few weeks coming up for AJ Styles. And this is the sort of victory he needed to continue to build momentum. There you see the springboard elbow drop by Adam Cole. And then AJ Styles straight with the Pele kick. And that was enough to finish off Adam Cole. You see Austin Aries try and get across and break it, but he just did not have enough left in the tank. And AJ Styles victorious here in this big triple threat match on Ring of Honor television. And AJ Styles must be flying up the rankings here in the Ring of Honor rankings as well. Of course, the current global champion in Global Force Wrestling as well. And now it is time for our main event here this evening. It's champion versus champion as Chris Hero takes on Zack Sabre Jr. And here we go. Like I said, champion versus champion. Of course, we saw Chris Hero at Mystery Vortex successfully defend his Ring of Honor Heavyweight Championship against Kyle O'Reilly in a cage match. And we also saw the first appearance of Zack Sabre Jr. here in Ring of Honor as he took on Matt Sydal in our opening match of the evening to win the Ring of Honor Television Championship. Now, these two are very, very strong champions here, and I think they can hold these belts for a very long time. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here this evening. I think they're actually very well evenly mixed. And I'm sure this is a match that might have taken place on Pro Wrestling Guerrilla over the last year. I'll have to double check. Of course, Pro Wrestling Guerrilla starting to use Zack Sabre Jr. a lot more. And why not? He's an absolutely fantastic wrestler. I think he may have actually won the Battle of Los Angeles this year. I can't honestly remember, which is a good thing I can't remember because I haven't watched all of the DVD yet. So when I finally get a chance to watch the rest of the DVDs when I've finished recording these episodes, then that's going to be pretty good actually. It was an absolutely fantastic show from what I have watched already. And it's Chris Hero slightly dominating this match early on. Fisherman's Buster there on Zack Sabre Jr. and Chris Hero slides straight out of the ring. Oh, I did forget to mention, didn't I? This is Falls Count Anywhere. Weapons are allowed in this one. Chris Hero has a sledgehammer and Zack Sabre Jr. is going down the table route. And the table seems to work out pretty well for Zack Sabre Jr. early on. Now just whacking that table across the back of Chris Hero, but Hero taking that table away from Zack Sabre Jr. now. And now Zack getting the table back. These two guys now just wrestling this table away from each other. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Okay, it's getting a little bit boring now, isn't it? Somebody just hit someone with the table. There we go. Zack Sabre Jr. taking out Chris Hero with the table to the stomach. And rolling Chris Hero over. What's he going to go for here? It's an elbow to the back of the head of Chris Hero. And Hero's used to giving those elbows out, not receiving them in the back of the head. Zack Sabre Jr. now bringing Chris Hero back up to a seated position now, working down that arm. We know that's something that Zack Sabre Jr. likes to do quite a lot. He likes to pick apart people's body parts and then obviously lock in a submission to finish them off. Zack Sabre Jr. there with the dragon suplex, the pin on the outside onto the table. And Zack Sabre Jr. nearly got a victory there over the Ring of Honor heavyweight champion, Chris Hero. Jr. now just throwing Chris Hero along the side of the ring, and Chris tripped over on something there. Now Zack Sabre Jr. lining Chris Hero up. What does he have planned here? We know he likes to use the cross armbar, and there it is. We've not seen many submission victories on this Universe mode as yet, but if anyone's going to pull it off, it is Zack Sabre Jr. He actually won the championship by submission, and Chris Hero now, oh, tombstone power driver on the outside. 1, 2. No way is Zack Sabre Jr. kicked out of that. I cannot believe Zack Sabre Jr. has managed to kick out of that. That is pretty insane. Zack now slides back into the ring, and he's going up onto that top turnbuckle. Is he looking for a big dive here, maybe? It's risky. Oh, and it was not effective. Chris Hero caught him with that big elbow as he came down and followed up by that German suplex. This could be the end of Zack Sabre. No, again, just when you think that Chris Hero got this one won, Zack Sabre Jr. just manages to come back a little bit. Here now bringing Zack Sabre Jr. up by the stomach, and there it is. The gut wrench suplex now rolling Zack Sabre over into the pin he goes. 1, 2. Still only a 2 count. The resilience of Zack Sabre Jr. is really frustrating Chris Hero here. But Zack is back up and he's locked in a chicken wing style submission into a Russian leg sweep, and you just can't keep Zack Sabre Jr. down. Big punch to the stomach though by Chris Hero. And Zack Sabre Jr. throwing Hero into that arena barricade, and now just using his body weight to wrench that arm back, and Chris Hero got in incredible pain. Hero launching Zack Sabre Jr. over the top of his shoulder. Hero taking Zack Sabre Jr. up once again, and there's no way anyone's kicking out of 2 tombstone power drivers by Chris Hero. Surely this has got to be all. Hero with a pin. 1, 2. No way! I cannot believe that. Chris Hero's kicked out once again. Oh, sorry, Zack Sabre Jr.'s kicked out once again to Chris Hero's tombstone power driver on the outside. That is insane. Hero lining Zack Sabre Jr. up again. Big elbow to the back of the head, and now surely this time Zack Sabre Jr. is down and out. Hero with a pin. 1, 2. And there you go. Chris Hero, for the second time in 2 weeks, is victorious in the Champion versus Champions match. This is Zack Sabre Jr. on the outside, locking in his cross armbar. And this is where Zack went for that big dive off the top rope. Not a wise thing for him to do there by the looks of it. Just saw Hero get straight up and caught him with that bullhammer elbow style move. And I thought that was going to be all. As did Chris. And also hitting 2 tombstone power drivers on the outside as well on Zack Sabre Jr. How that was not enough to finish this match, I have no idea. And there you see the second of them, so close. And again you see Hero lining Zack Sabre Jr. up. And there it is, the big elbow to the back of the head of Zack. And the big pin. 1, 2, and 3. Great victory, like I said, for Chris Hero. Champion versus champion. Second week in a row. Chris Hero is on some fantastic form. Won the Ring of Honor Championship tournament. Won the champion versus championship match last week. Defended his championship successfully against Kyle O'Reilly in a cage match at Mystery Vortex. And then again, winning the champion versus champion match here this evening. So anyway, guys, that is the end of this episode. I hope you've all enjoyed it. I'm going to have to go back now and do commentary on the first 3 matches. But yeah, that's going to be fine. It'll be fine. Hopefully it won't affect the final product. Of course, if you have liked it, then be sure to hit that like button. And of course, subscribe for a lot more WWE 2K16 Universe Mode footage, as well as random matches. We're going to do the showcase and the My Career at some point as well. And of course, Fallout 4 I'm doing at the moment. So, yeah, all of that shebang going on. I've been Shabby Gamer. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.